The Binarycore Podcast is brought to you this week by 2pipscast. 2Ps in a Podcast is a storytelling podcast by Gavin and James, where they discuss random subjects and tell stories about their life and friendships. Often they have guests. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, but no episode is complete without a dick joke or two. Highbrow stuff. You can check out their stuff at 2pipscast.podbean.com or search for 2pipscast on iTunes. Also, check them out on Twitter at 2pipscast. You'll also be able to find a link to their sites in the link dump below.
You should do the intro song while I'm recording, otherwise it doesn't make any sense to have an intro song.
We're not having an intro song.
We'll just start the podcast with, well, Adam just sung the intro song. Thank you.
Intro song.
Thank you. So now we have your intro song on record. We have to introduce David first, because apparently we don't do that.
No.
Well, if we don't do it, why do we start?
I don't know.
Have we started now?
We have started. David wanted to
sorry.
come to Binarycore for some reason.
Well, that was excellent. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you welcoming me to the gang there.
You've been in Binarycore for ages, you just didn't know it.
I know, right? He was on the Tech It Let's Play. It was one of our first Let's Plays, so...
Oh, yeah.
That was like a 5-part Let's Play.
He's actually in one of our most popular videos as well. I don't think we didn't know that. Yeah. You know the Army of Two video?
Yeah. Or does he pop up saying Dadge is on?
No. He's actually the guy doing the gameplay.
I'm the guy playing. James is talking, but I'm playing.
Oh.
There's a bit where...
I'm the one who doesn't shoot round the corner and shoots the wall instead.
Yeah. There's a bit where we time everything perfectly and then he shoots the wall.
Unlike when me played Army of Two and we were amazing.
Were we?
Well, yeah, because there's an achievement for doing synchronized shots when you're in the... you're feigning being captured, and you didn't have that achievement, and we were playing it, and we both got it, and I was like, wait a minute, you don't have that? And you were like, no, when I played with James, he was terrible.
Yeah.
That's what you sound like when you're impersonating James.
Why would I be impersonating James to say that I played with him? That doesn't make sense.
Can you not say played with him? It's just a bit...
You always make me say that.
Akythius is here as well, he's just being really quiet.
He's still being quiet.
I know.
And if he can go through this whole podcast without having to say anything, it'll be a success.
Or are we just pretending that he's here? It was like the plan that we originally had, because he never wanted to be on the podcast. We were just going to say that he'd be here next week and start every podcast with an excuse that was just ludicrous. But we never got around to that. And then the week we were going to start, he actually came on that podcast, so it ruined all our plans.
Wasn't one of them his hamster exploded?
Well, you came up with all, and they were something along the lines of hamsters exploding.
This week we could say Akythius will be joining us next week once he realises that he's using the push to talk function, and that currently he's not pushing to talk.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, so Akythius is just going to stay online for a week until he's on next week's one.
I kind of feel like his laptop might have died. I feel like he'd defend himself a little bit.
He just messaged me going, for fuck's sake. So should we get on with the topic?
Yes, please. Yes.
You had one, Dave. You wanted to talk to us about how
I'm David.
Whatever. You're the same people. Do we have to specify between the two of you?
Yeah, because otherwise we don't know who's who.
Okay, one of you will be Cool David, one will be Uncle David, okay?
Which one's which?
Well, which one of you is an uncle?
Oh, I am. Damn it. That makes me sound old.
David's old.
So yeah, you wanted to talk about how you love EA servers.
Yeah, I want to congratulate EA and Maxis on their fantastic work over the last couple of weeks and making sure that everybody has such a fantastic time trying to play one of the most anticipated and probably best games of 2013. Round of applause.
Yeah.
And now Adam can start with his blue section. Go for it, Adam.
Actually, I just want to say, the one thing I love about how their servers and whatnot have been terrible is how badly rated on Amazon the game is.
They took it off, didn't they? Amazon took it off, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Because they're never going to recover from that.
No, never.
Yeah.
But what I find interesting as well is that EA released it originally saying always online it's got to be always online because otherwise it won't run properly. A lot of the system needs to be used to use online. So They had to run with the servers, and some guys hacked it this week to work offline, and it works absolutely fine, and as it should do.
I was going to say, why do you need to be online with it? Why can't you just have an offline? It's like, I thought Minecraft had the same issue with the whole, always online because it connects to the server. One time my router was down, and I tried to log on, and it was like, no network connection. I was like, oh, crap. And it goes, would you like to play offline? I was like, I love you, Minecraft.
I love you, Minecraft.
Yeah. But I was really looking forward to SimCity 5 because I have SimCity 4 Deluxe, and that was such a good game. As much as a SimCity game could be. But this one, from all I've really seen about it, is it's just graphically superior, right?
Well, they've changed a lot of the interface as well, so you have a lot of... the game is fantastic. Well, sort of.
It's really just the same as all the other games, though, right?
Well, no, it's not, because they've taken away a lot of the really intricate micromanaging, so then you can focus on...
Because that was a load of crap.
There's still, really awesome
he's
natural disasters.
Yeah.
I've only seen
a genocide committing person, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up! No, I'm well happy. Okay, my mate James, who you don't know, lucky you. Talked about him a few times. He's played through Mass Effect, and he was trying to do it perfectly, and he was doing everything intricately and perfectly. He fucked up in the same area that I did. So I'm well happy now.
So you're basically someone who commits genocide, and you've got friends who commit genocide.
No, he's the one who caused his friend to commit genocide.
Okay, so you're the bad influence.
He planted the thought. It's like Inception.
Okay.
James was asleep, and Adam's there whispering into his ear, sweet nothing.
Kill them all.
Yes, you're a strong and confident woman.
Nice reference.
Isn't everyone on this podcast currently going through Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, Dave isn't.
But I wasn't aware that I was.
He's got to play number 1 first.
You were going to go through all of them, weren't you?
Yeah, I haven't got around to it yet, because, Minecraft and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, okay, fair point. But you should do it, and then I want to see if you accidentally commit genocide as well.
See, I'm recording most of my gameplay, so when it gets to that bit, I'm going to record it and show you how to not commit genocide, and then we're going to release it as a video dedicated to you.
I'm replaying the game so that I can do it without committing genocide.
Yeah, but everyone knows you commit genocide. We've got it documented on stuff.
I would laugh so much if you clicked the same option again. That would just be, brilliant.
It's about a prerequisite that I missed. I missed one silly little quest, and because of it, it caused me to not be able to complete the next quest properly.
What was it?
I can't tell you. Because there are people in this who haven't completed it. Spoilers.
It's like Chaos Theory.
I need to make sure that I find out where this happens, so then when I play through it and Adam's sitting next to me, because I play it on his Xbox, I can pick the correct option and not kill everybody. Just to piss him off.
But you've got to word it correctly. You'll be doing it, and you'll have that side mission. You'll go, well, I obviously need to do this. Only an idiot would do this.
Why would anybody choose that? What kind of horrific person?
I didn't mean to.
Yes, you did.
I really didn't. I couldn't play that game after that scene. That was devastating.
You did. You stopped playing that for ages, didn't you?
Yeah.
I just can't continue because I killed people.
It was just the way it happened. I was like, holy shitballs. I just had to stop. It was...
Was it really graphic or did it really... Or...
You didn't see the actual genocide happen. You heard it happen.
Which is, you're flying past a planet and there's a lot of screams and then silence.
No, it's radios. You hear it on the radios.
It turned to a text game and it comes up, you have killed 12.7 billion people.
No, you're scanning the planet for life signs. It only says 0.
Yeah. Once you've all got past that bit, if you don't actually do it, I'll show you what happens. I'll send you. There's lots of videos.
Great.
Online.
Adam's going to he's going to go on to Wiki How and put in a genocide topic.
Speaking of genocide, wasn't it last time I was down you were talking about it, and you told me what your favourite board game was?
Yeah.
Which was Risk. Which is all about genocide.
Wiping out other nations.
I didn't say it was my favourite board game. I said we played it once. Jeez.
You monster.
And I won at it.
Screw you.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Guess who I beat?
Everyone.
Yeah, that's kind of right. There were no survivors.
Couldn't beat Hitler.
Dude, you just Godwin to this conversation.
Yeah, I did. I'm normally the one calling out Godwin.
I know, that was my point. You just Godwin the conversation. You're normally the one calling it out.
What's Godwin?
Really?
Have you not heard of Godwin? Because
You don't know Godwin's Law?
I mean, we're going to have to put a wiki link to Godwin's Law now, aren't we?
Well, I say a wiki link. I'm going to use the XKCD one, but
Should put a link in as well, because it properly explains it. Basically, it's like as an online discussion grows, the more it
not
goes
just
on.
online. It's any discussion.
Oh yeah, okay. It was originally online, but as the longer a discussion goes on, the more chance of someone making a comparison involving Nazis or Hitler,
Holocaust or anything like that.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so when it happens, that's it. As soon as Nazis or Hitler are compared or mentioned, that's the end of the conversation.
I mean, it's more like mathematic than that. It's the longer a conversation goes on, the closer you get to one of it happening.
Yeah. Actually, I've got the exact law here now. As an online discussion grows longer, the probability of a comparison involving Nazi or Hitler approaches 1.
Yeah, there you go.
But what happens if you try and talk about the Second World War?
Well, no, they're just proving the point. It's going to happen. There is no... But the thing is, even if you have a conversation that doesn't talk about the Nazis or Hitler or the Holocaust, that doesn't disprove the law. It's because the longer it goes on, the closer it gets to 1, you just ended the conversation before you got to 1. So there is no way to disprove this law.
Time travel.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I was going to say something similar.
So what you're saying is have a conversation that will last forever, and then look along the timeline to see if you ever talked about it. You're an idiot.
I'm saying that you go back in time and you stop the Nazis from taking power.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking on the lines of. Yeah, because then the rule doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Proved.
But then it would just be about someone else, wouldn't it?
Or would it?
Your justification of stopping the Nazis is so then there's no such thing as a Godwin.
Yes.
which also would give Adam nothing to talk about in conversation. So
Yeah.
Dave, go make the time machine.
I've already made one.
And Adam will become a mute.
That will never happen. That will never happen.
Dave, what you should have said was, I do plan to make one, and then you wait for yourself to turn up in the time machine. But, it never really works that way.
Yeah, no. Oh well. I like what they did in Big Bang Theory, where Sheldon and Leonard first moved in and they were like writing the roommate agreement. It's like, okay, this is what happened. This is part of the agreement. If either of us ever invent a time machine, we'll travel back in time to this moment in time to let us know. And then they stopped. Nothing happened. They went, oh.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
That was awesome. That's my contribution.
Grats, thanks, and Tim.
Okay, so we briefly covered SimCity.
It's probably a lot more.
I feel like we diverged.
Yeah. No, I think I was really looking forward to playing it because I loved the previous game. It was pretty good. Micromanaging was a bit of a bitch, but you're saying they've got rid of that.
Not completely, but
more so.
But it's more entertaining than just.
Yeah. It's too restrictive in the region size though. That's one big problem. You run out of space so quickly.
That was it. Dave actually sent me an article that talked about SimCity, and it was the perfect way to play it was you've got to play in donuts. Is in how you set out your city, you've got to do it in donuts because you need to have the different types of areas. Like you've got the industrial part, the residential part, and the commerce part, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get it, because you need to build them near each other, but some of them don't need to be directly next to each other. Otherwise, you have problems, getting people to move to the residential parts or getting business. The best way to play it is you play in donuts. You make everything a ring around everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
There's a famous YouTuber who's playing it that way. I'm keen to see how it turns out.
Because I always did it with sort of squares next to each other, but you always came up with problems.
See now,
and the good thing about donuts is you can place a park, and then you can encompass because when you place a park, the area it covers is a ring. It's circular, so it works that way as well.
Seeing if I can find the article now, just shoving the link down.
But
found it.
I was playing for ages. I mean, good 3 hours, and I managed to get my city amazingly awesome. I got to 82,000 population, which is pretty good for me. And I was well happy. And then it came up and said, your city's not processing properly. We need to repair it, so you'll be exited from the game. I was like, what? So it then forced me to exit the game.
Somebody answer the phone.
That really hurt my ears. Forced me to exit the game and then said, it's still not loading. You can either abandon your city or roll it back. So I had to click roll back, and it rolled it back to 0 population.
So technically,
So you committed genocide.
You had like 80,000 people in there, Adam. It was atrocious.
Now I can't even load the city. Oh, I hate you all. Why do I come on these podcasts?
Just commit genocide, apparently.
I know to talk about my latest conquest. Genocidical conquest. Genocidical's a word now.
Yeah, no, that's totally...
I've committed enough genocide to be able to call it whatever I want. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to rename genocide.
Is there an actual...
Adam aside.
Is there an end to
Side.
SimCity?
No.
Like,
Really.
the game doesn't have like an actual end. You could just keep playing forever.
Yeah. Well, you're limited by space, and then you have to go to a new city. But
And then link your city with that city. And
yeah, I suppose you could just do that forever.
But there is then an actual limit on the size. So you could get to a point where you filled every part of the map that you could actually fill. And then what?
Yeah. Well, then you just try and make as much money as you can. You've got grand designs, which are like 1 million simoleons each. And you have to research them before you can get them. So there is a lot to do to actually get to a point when there's nothing left to do.
Alright.
Yeah.
But it's like getting to that point when your city constantly decides to die is kind of tough.
Was it the city's choice, or was it your choice to kill them? Really? You know,
It wasn't my choice. I wanted them to live. I was doing awesome. I was doing better than David and James, so I was happy.
Wait,
It's not harder. It's not hard to do better than me. I'm awful at the game.
well, if you're a genocidal Adam, then yeah, it could be a lot harder because you're a genocidal Adam.
Well, Adam had
What?
like
Genocidal Adam.
Adam had like a population of 15,000 before I'd worked out how to get it above like 300.
See, that's the only reason that Adam increases the population count, so he can have a population high enough for it actually to be genocide.
He's like, no, that's just mass murder.
Yeah.
No. There we go. That's genocide.
And that's
I feel
why
like we should move on from SimCity.
no, that's why you create several cities and link them together, because you want to commit mass genocide.
Yeah, exactly.
Regional.
Regional.
I thought you said reasonable genocide. That's reasonable genocide. It's not most genocide, but it's reasonable. No, the reason I was saying about if you could actually beat SimCity is, are there any games that you're sort of embarrassed that you've never completed?
Oh. Games I've never completed.
No, but
I
like
very rarely complete
games like
games.
you should have completed, like everyone's completed this game that you've never completed it.
I don't know.
I
Arkham
don't think
City,
so.
maybe? No.
I don't really play games that have an ending. I like games like strategy games and free build games and stuff where there is sort of like Minecraft and SimCity and Football Manager games and Caesar and flipping all these kind of crap.
Oh, I know what you mean. I know
There's sort of no ending to it. You just carry on playing until you get bored.
I there's so many games that I've not completed. I mean, if I went just for my Xbox games, then, I mean, the count is ridiculous. I've Dead Rising's on there, Command and Conquer 3, I think Fable 2, Crackdown, I played about 5 minutes of that game. Then I turned it on to God mode where you can't actually complete it and got bored.
Such a bad game.
Yeah, it should have been awesome. I've got the latest Need for Speed, I've got, like... This is just the ones I can see from where I am right now. And there's loads more. Red Dead Redemption, Arkham City.
Would it be easier to ask you what games you have completed?
Mass Effect.
That it?
Oh, and Assassin's Creed.
I think one of the Halo games. Can't remember which one. Halo 2, I think. And I completed Rainbow Six Vegas and Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Oh yeah, I completed those as well, because I completed them with you.
You did? Except for Halo.
See, with
Yeah,
me, it's this is one that like sort of Matt always sort of tries to use against me, but I've never completed a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never even played one.
Well, I mean, I haven't played loads. I've played like 7, 10, 12, 1 and 2.
I thought you were counting how many you'd played for a second. I was like,
No.
that is a lot.
No,
And I realised you took
the thing is, there are lots of these games, and if you talk about sort of like how they had spin-offs, like with 7, there was things like Crisis Core, and which played, not completed. But no, I don't think I've actually ever. I know I haven't ever completed a Final Fantasy game, mostly because with those games, you're playing them, and like I'm playing them for an amount of time. I play it for a couple of weeks, and then I'll stop, and I might start playing something else, I may just not be playing anything at all. And then when I go back to it, it's been so long since I played it that I'm kind of like, I don't remember what I was doing. I might as well just start again. Like, number 10, I've started playing that probably about 8 times, and the furthest I ever got was halfway through, and that was probably about, I'm trying to think of how many hours worth that was put into just to get halfway. And then it's kind of like, people complain about having short games, but some games are too long.
Yeah, I think Final Fantasy, not the latest one, 13 was like 60 hours. I played for 10 hours and I was just, that was it, I'm done.
Like, I get that, like, Elder Scrolls games are meant to be long, like Skyrim was said to be about 200 hours. That's if you do everything. And you don't need to do everything.
200 hours? Really?
That's I'm pretty sure I was told that was like a 200-hour game. I know that Oblivion was definitely a 200-hour game, including the DLCs.
Skyrim's more than 200 hours. I mean, I think I've put in 130.
Yeah, I'm about there as well, and I'm about level, I don't know, 50. Something like that.
Yeah, well, there's so much more for me to do, and I've done.
Okay, well maybe that was the 300-hour game. I don't know, but you don't need to do everything, and games don't need to be that long.
Yeah, I've never completed a Tomb Raider game except for Legend. Tomb Raider Legend.
Do you reckon you'll be completing this one? I mean, if James did it in 11 hours.
Yeah, I will. It's just finding the time to do it.
I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but older games I found harder to complete. Like, I mean, I have sort of, say, completed the game like Spyro, but when I first was playing it, it may just be because I was younger, I played that so many times and never actually completed it, and then picked it up a couple of years later and actually got to the end and defeated Ripto. Same with the second Spyro, and then looking back on the Tomb Raider games, I don't ever remember completing them or getting that far into them. It was just sort of a game I just played to mess around with.
Yeah, I think it's because you're younger. It's tougher to complete games when you're younger. When you're older, you're like, yeah, I'm awesome.
So
you complete games.
I'm just thinking, is it sort of with sort of the current gen of consoles? Because there are a couple of PlayStation games where I haven't actually finished them. I just played them. Back when I played PlayStation 2, I just played them for the sake of it. But with 360 games, there seems to be an end that I've been getting to. Is it because the game's more structured? It's built in a way that allows you to complete it because they want to help you along? I feel that's part of it too.
There's still some games that are ridiculously hard though. So, and when you get people, you get people complaining almost to do. Is it Ninja Gaiden?
Ninja Gaiden.
They're ridiculously tough, apparently. I've never played them, but they are just insanely impossible from what I've heard.
Huh.
And you get people complaining about those and sort of like saying they're too hard. So I kind of imagine that maybe it's just that we're older. So it's easier for us to do them now. We're more intellectual.
Intellectual?
Intellectual. Yeah, I said that.
If you say it like that, you negate your entire point.
See, that brings us on to the next point kind of quickly. Are there any words or phrases that really annoy you, or the pronunciations people have of things?
Yeah, Adam, is there anything that you... yeah, Akythius. Wow.
Is he even still on? You've been quiet for a long time, Dave.
Because I keep getting it wrong.
It's Akythius, right?
It's Akythius. Yeah. That was David, not Dave. By the way.
I know. If he doesn't correct us, we're just going to go with it.
I said the wrong one to start with.
But what was
Adam, do you notice how Akythius isn't? It's not Akythius, it's Akythius. For instance.
Yeah, it was earlier on. Adam can't say THs apparently.
He claims he can't say THs because he has to stick his tongue 14 meters out of his mouth to get the sound to work.
See, it's one that
it is ridiculous. I've never been able to say it. It's the way I've always been, and it's the area I live in.
So you can't say th.
No, I can't say that.
I mean, scientifically, that makes sense if you've never ever said TH and you've always said it as F, because you lose the ability to say certain sounds when you're about 2 or 3 years old. Like, literally maybe a bit older than that, actually, 5 or 6. A couple of years after you start talking, basically, but...
See, I've got something like that. Karis is always complaining at me by the way I pronounce H. Because apparently it's meant to be... No, I say H instead of H. and she's always complaining at me about that.
Yeah,
Does anyone else?
pronunciation is H. I've looked into it, and it is supposed to be H, not H.
As in AITCH, if you were to
Yeah.
spell it. It's not H, because apparently there's no H in H, is the way that she
But
says
there
it.
is, because the way it's
Yeah, that's
spelled
just-
is AICTH.
Yeah.
AICTH. See, that doesn't sound right.
I can't type H into my hotbar because it keeps coming up with Hotmail.
Yeah, mine too. I tried doing that.
But yeah, so that's
Oh yeah, it is. It's H according to Wikipedia, which is obviously
correct.
Oh no.
It's gospel.
H.
Yeah, once
But-
Wikipedia said John lies, so...
Oh, hang on. It's H unless you're using something called Hiberno English, and then it's H.
With the actual
With
letter
the actual
on the front.
H, yeah.
Which is the hardest. It's always hard to talk about letters in another context like that because the letter is the letter. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
it's
You know what Hiberno
it's
English
definitely
is?
H. There's no H
Yeah.
at the beginning because that's a mix of Norman and French. And we don't
Okay.
want anything to do with the French, so it's definitely H.
But I've always spoken that way, and everyone around me has always spoken that way. So she trying to get me to change it is hard to do because I've always been like that.
It's the same with me and TH.
The thing that annoys me about H is people don't use the letter. So that instead of saying hello, they go hello. Oh, that's a really ridiculous one, but
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
It's
I'm going
because
to the
there's no
hospital.
H in H, so people
So they
get
removed the
confused.
letter completely.
Yeah.
the actual sound at the start of words. That's the common one now that I've noticed.
See, the common one that I have where I have problems with the way people pronounce things is people pronouncing things the American way.
Yeah.
Like they say detail instead of detail.
I've
Aluminum.
a couple of those.
Leather.
I say Z.
I don't think anyone says aluminum really in England.
Aluminum,
No one's
no.
going to say that.
Because that's just retarded.
I have heard people say it, and
Aluminum,
so
then punch them.
I can't punch people just for saying a word wrong. I wish
The
that
word
was
is
law,
literally
but-
older than their entire country, so they're saying it wrong.
But I bet you'd commit genocide for someone saying a word wrong.
Does it really count if you kill all the Americans? Oh, we're going off topic here. I'm sure we're going to get...
I'm pretty sure the only time that Akythius has actually spoken today is to point out that I'm saying genocide. Sorry, something about genocide.
Hey,
Pretty
he knows-
much.
He knows where he's needed, you know. Though, actually, Dave, we were talking about one earlier. It's when people say, I could care less, and I couldn't care less.
Fucking
Yeah.
bollocks, fuck shit.
Which is it's an American
Winds me up, that one.
it's an American thing, and it does annoy me as well. Because I could care less, you're saying you could actually
Yeah.
care less. So what you meant to say was I couldn't care less, because you can't care less than you do right now in the situation you're talking about.
Since we're kind of like changing it a bit, the one we were talking about yesterday, like the dog's bollocks and something being bollocks.
Yeah,
That's from 50 First States or whatever, isn't it?
but then
51st State. With
Really?
Samuel L. Jackson and that Bond villain man. And he gets the American. He comes to England and he's like hanging out with loads of gangsters. And he says, "So what's this about? What's this stupid thing in England where the dog's bollocks is good, but bollocks is bad?"
it's the same when you say something is the shit against being shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Also, did you say 51st state or 51st dates?
No. It's the 51st State.
Good, because I thought you said the other one. I thought that's a film where Adam Sandler has no memory or something.
His girlfriend has no memory, so he gets to
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
basically rape her and stuff.
What?
I've never seen it, so I could,
Wow, this
from
one's
all
like-
we know, be it.
To
Wow.
be fair, this one took a lot longer to digress than usual.
Yeah,
It's like a total fair.
he hasn't been on
So,
a podcast for a while.
What Adam wants is for us to get back on topic. So, Adam, say TH for crying out loud.
To be fair, this podcast was doomed from the moment that someone Godwined it.
It's true. Very true. We got to Godwinning very early.
Yeah. Just something that happens.
Even Hitler uses TH, Adam.
Well, then I don't want to use TH because I don't want to be like Hitler.
Good point. No.
Genocide.
Shut up! He failed at genocide. I succeeded.
How did he
Seen it.
kill?
Because he didn't kill off all the Jews.
Wow.
Wow. You're saying that Hitler is not your idol because he didn't kill enough Jews.
That's not what I'm saying.
He
It
did
might
6
be what I just
million,
said, but it's not what I'm saying.
Wow. Okay.
No.
Adam's views are not the views shared by Binarycore. Just want to put that out there.
Oh gosh, we're about to go and play Star Wars as well. There's multiple different races in that game. Oh Jesus!
What, for Adam to kill?
Not anymore. There are multiple ones.
Well, it's true. When I created my character, I only had a choice of 2 races. The rest of them weren't there. It's like, because you killed one.
He has had the game longer than us. That makes sense.
This isn't fair. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, pronunciation on getting words wrong. I was talking to someone the other day.
The other day.
What, for other day?
Fuck you, David.
Yeah, and you said the, so you just said TH as well.
Yeah, but that the isn't
different
sound. It's not
The, yes, the.
E.
Just the, yeah.
The other day.
The other day.
I say that as an L, not a TH.
The other day. It's French, get him.
The other day. No.
yeah.
Shit, what was I talking about?
You're talking about the other day.
All right. And someone was saying I've noticed this a lot lately. They were saying something was a coincidence. What they meant was it wasn't a coincidence. People don't seem to have an understanding of the word coincidence.
Mate, explain that in a sentence, so I can't understand a situation where someone gets that.
Something wasn't working and something had been changed recently. And they said, oh yeah, it must be a coincidence. By which they meant the thing that had been changed was affecting the thing that wasn't working.
Oh.
But what they meant was it wasn't a coincidence. And I hear that like so many times a week. It's ridiculous, from different people who don't understand the meaning of the word coincidence. They think coincidence means, oh yeah, it's happening because of this. Not, it's not happening because of this. It's just a coincidence.
They think a coincidence is a word that explains a reason why something happens, not the fact that it's a bit eerie that happens.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's one that annoys me.
Literally.
Oh yeah, when people mean figurative.
It's like, no, it's fucking figurative. But I will kill you, literally, if you don't get that right.
Yeah. I will literally kill you if you don't stop saying literally and mean figuratively. To which then they'll probably go back at you and go, I think you mean figuratively, and that's when you jab the knife in their neck.
Or if you're Adam, you just, destroy the whole race.
Yeah, if you don't start using this word correctly, I will destroy your whole race.
Twice.
Twice.
That's not even possible.
I will
You go back in time to kill them again.
But if I go back in time,
that
then
would negate the first time.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have existed.
Yeah, but you still get the joy of killing them twice because you're still on the same timeline. Let's not get into time travel because this is just going
to ruin everything, and I wouldn't have any memory because I wouldn't exist because the paradox would have probably destroyed me.
Wrong. It depends on your theory on time travel.
Let's not go into time travel.
Creating a new timeline, or are you affecting your own timeline?
Relative physics. Let's move on.
Anyway,
have a conversation of time travel next podcast. That would work.
One that annoys me is when people say same difference.
You could have said on the last podcast.
That's exactly what
they were going to time travel.
We could talk about time travel on last week's podcast.
Or it's like that one where we were being really meta, and we even put this week's podcast in the link dump.
Nice.
In case you hadn't heard it. But no, the one that annoys me is when people say same difference. Because they use... The sentence doesn't make sense to me. If something has the same difference as another thing, it would be the same thing. And if it was the same thing, you would never have said the sentence to begin.
You can have the same difference.
Yeah, it makes sense, but there's the context it's used is commonly...
4 minus 2 is 2, like 3 minus 1 is 2. It's the same difference between
them. They
have
the same difference, but you wouldn't...
They're not the same.
It's wrong. That's what I'm saying. They're not the same. You wouldn't say one of... If you were meant
but you're saying that the difference is the same, not the starting and end conditions.
I'm talking about that. I'm saying if someone was wanting to talk about 4 minus 2 and started talking about 6 minus 4, well, then they're wrong, because they're not trying to talk about that. And then you correct them, and they go, oh, it's the same difference, but it's not. You didn't mean to talk about that. You were meant to be talking about the other one.
Yeah.
It
just means that whatever it is inconsequential relative to what they're trying to make a point about.
Yeah, but they...
It's like a nice way of saying shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what, from now on, just to make you feel better, John, what we'll do is we'll say inconsequential rather than same difference.
You're inconsequential.
Same difference.
The race is inconsequential, says Adam.
Yes, killing them. But no, it's just like, it seems to be people use same difference when someone has corrected them, but they're too proud to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah, same difference.
Exactly. No, Dave, you're meant to be the person who always will admit when they're wrong, because you always complain about when people won't back down from arguments even though they know that they're wrong.
That annoys me as well. Take responsibility for your mistakes, people.
Don't get me started on that shit. I could talk for hours. There'd be a lot of swearing. A shitload of swearing, a fuckload of swearing.
So,
Swearing.
Swearing.
I hate it when people use SH and there's no H there.
Sorry.
Why are you being so weird about it?
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Yes, David always says queer. That's annoying. I say queer now because of you.
Okay, what about actually pronouncing the H's in word when you say what? Or what, when, where, and why?
When, where?
Oh, do you know what I hate? Ox.
What?
Ox something.
Okay, no one... I've never...
Oh, right.
Someone say, "Oh, I asked you a question." I've never heard someone say that.
I have
Like,
every single fucking day.
actually, you work in Harrow, so yes, the only times I've ever heard it was in Harrow.
I don't want to be racist, so I'll be politically correct about this. The only time I've heard of it is black media culture.
Well done, well said.
David doesn't
And
want
the news tomorrow, Adam's committing more genocide and he's killed all black people.
Adam, how dare
That's
you?
too far. That's too far. No, that's too far.
So
Adam,
wait, what you're saying is...
I didn't think you had a limit.
black people? Nah, they're right.
so you feel like if people are wrong, they should admit they are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's like an age where people should have learnt this already?
About 14.
Because as a topic I want to get onto here is, what pieces of information do you feel that people our age should know by now? Like, but some people just don't know it. Do you get what I'm saying here?
Anybody who knows their star sign but can't wire a plug should be shot in the face.
Okay, that's a good one. Like, as in, by this point, people should have a more logical, critical thinking sort of going on, but you still get people who don't. And this
I think you give people too much credit.
I know, and I was just thinking, this topic is going to go off on a very big turn if Dave starts speaking.
Common sense is
Talking
dead.
about critical thinking.
Do you remember when common sense actually used to be common sense? It's like, I meet so many people now who are like 18 or just between 15 and 18 who have zero common sense.
Speak for yourself, I've got upper class sense.
I'm finished, I'm done.
Thank you for listening.
Or what about people who, I mean, quite a simple one here. Learn to spend less than you make a month. People still seem to have this problem. And we're all about different ages. I was going to say by this age, but let's just say by 20, you should all have that sort of knowledge. Spend less than you make a month.
I think by the time you're 13, you should know that the middle of a set of stairs is not a place to have a big group conversation.
Is this specific for your work, I imagine?
Yes. So many times it's like, why the fuck are you standing here? Move! Or
Actually,
like,
the same thing goes for old people in
stairs.
supermarkets.
Yeah.
Ah!
Wow, he's getting angry.
What was that? People...
He's going
Old
green
people in
his
supermarkets. Where it's like they decide to have a conversation like right across an aisle. It's like, the stuff I want is just the other side of them and they won't move.
And it's the way they do it as well. They sort of stop and interlock trolleys so that it's like a barrier that no one can go across. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
Why are you in my way? People walk into supermarkets and become stupid. I think there should be like cameras everywhere following people. As soon as you do, you have like 3 strikes. As soon as you've done something stupid in a supermarket 3 times, you're not allowed to leave the house ever again. In fact, you're put down.
Hitler had that plan as well. Just put.
But he had it for Jews. His was unrational. This is for people who are stupid.
You can have so much fun if you start driving, because you know there's people who are assholes in supermarkets. Yeah. There's just as bad driving.
I was going to come on to driving. Because
as well.
One thing that I wish I could do. If I don't get a degree, I'm going to apply to the police force, buy a bazooka, and legalise the bazookaing, or whatever you call it, of people who sit in the middle lane on motorways.
And people who don't indicate.
And people who don't indicate. And people who sit in the middle lane doing 55 miles an hour going, well, I'm safe because I'm under the speed limit.
Fuck you.
Is that what they all sound like as well?
Yes.
See, what I find with driving is, why is it when I decide to drive, do all of the idiots want to drive at this point as well? When I'm just walking around, I don't see these people being idiots on the road. As soon as I start my engine, they're like, oh, John's on the road, let's follow him, or just get in front of him.
in case you don't notice when you're walking around.
So what you're saying is, John, you're the only person on the road who drives differently to everybody else?
Well, no, it's just the good drivers aren't the ones who are around me. They're off driving good elsewhere. I only seem to find the idiots.
Okay.
I think what you're saying really is you bring out the worst in people.
Yeah, probably is that. There's one that really annoys me. It's, you know, the roundabout just outside where my house is.
Yes.
Where's your house?
Shut up.
We need everyone on the podcast. People who are listening aren't going to know where it is, so we need to tell them where you live.
It doesn't matter because it's the situation I'm explaining, not specifically that roundabout. It's just it happens a lot there. When I've just been corrected, driving well. When going,
whoever corrected you.
What about whoever corrected me?
You need to finish that
driving
sentence.
well. Who corrected you? I'm interested.
Dominic.
All right. That's amazing. I thought it was going to be Dave, but that's amazing. Brilliant.
I love that you got corrected by someone who is like a fraction of your age.
Yeah, it was Karis, obviously. But yeah,
I think it was Dominic.
When coming round that roundabout, I'm indicating right to turn into the housing estate, and all these people coming the opposite direction seem to ignore my indication and pull out, then complain at me because they didn't give way to the right.
You know you're supposed to go clockwise, not counterclockwise, right?
Yeah,
Okay, just make sure you knew that. Try doing it.
I was.
So wait, what? Say it again?
So I'm coming...
Yeah, over the bridge.
To the roundabout, yeah, over the bridge, to the roundabout, and I'm turning right, which would be the fourth exit on that roundabout, okay? People who are coming onto the roundabout from the third exit, directly across from me, 12, right? I'm indicating right to take the turning after theirs. They still pull out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I was like, why are you indicating right on a roundabout? But yeah, I get what you mean now.
12.
So they're just assuming that you're going straight over because that's where most people are going.
They assume I'm going
so
straight.
They just pull out in front of you, yeah.
You know how like people find roundabouts in this country really confusing?
No, I seem to live, well, all of us seem to live by the magic roundabout, which isn't a difficult roundabout to use.
No, it's not a roundabout, it's a circular road with mini roundabouts on it.
Yeah.
I was going to make the point that, imagine that roundabout in America.
Wow.
They would end up just like nuking it or something.
Accidentally as well.
Roundabout genocide.
Wait, is that genocide on roundabouts, or it was near genocide? It's roundabout genocide.
Oh, that would be a roundabout, but never mind.
Or wait, is that genocide on roundabouts, or Adam killing every roundabout in the country?
So many options.
Adam will do them all, then it'll be mass genocide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a massive effect.
Umbrellas.
What? Umbrella
Umbrellas.
Corporation, they killed a lot of people, just like...
Speaking of umbrellas, there's some people who live in a flat like across the kind of stairway from mine, and they have like 5 umbrellas between what I think is 2 people.
Wow.
Why? I don't understand.
Insane.
And they leave them like hanging up on like the railing stuff by the stairs, and it's like I don't understand why so many umbrellas.
Maybe one of them broke one day and they lost their trust in umbrellas, so they always keep 3 spares.
But it's just like they don't. It hurts my mind.
Dave.
I think we should talk about relative physics and bring it back down to a comprehensible level. Then why 2 people have 5 umbrellas?
There's no logic in that, man.
It's like a weird ass question.
Talking about quarks, that's simple, but 5 umbrellas, jeez.
Yeah,
But no, it just doesn't make sense. Damn it.
I think people should have a license to have an umbrella.
Because it's
people
back
with
to that common
umbrellas,
sense thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
people with umbrellas are retarded.
No, I don't know. Umbrellas aren't as bad. It's people who have those sort of suitcases that they drag behind them.
Oh, they're as bad, I guess. But
And an umbrella.
Umbrellas are dangerous.
They're horrendous. The amount of
People walk around with them. They forget there's people around them.
and then they get into
I
a shop.
don't-
They get into a shop, and then they sort of ring it out, and they just go like that and flick it about, and they flick it like they flick it away from themselves and get like 17 other people wet. And I'm like, oh, that's better.
Have they not heard of hoods?
Exactly.
Wait, what did you say? HUDs?
Hoods.
Oh, HUD.
You know, like stuff you put over your head. Like
No,
a
I thought you
hoodie.
meant HUD as in heads-up display. Have they not heard of heads-up display? So they could know when people were around them.
When you said HUD, I thought you said huts, as in the things from Star Wars. Never mind.
What, Jabba?
What, Jabba the...
Yeah. As in
Oh,
the race.
so we've really sort of Chinese whispered this. He said hoods and we got the jabber.
We've gone from umbrellas to Jabba the Hutt.
Racism.
Did you say Michael's Lispers? I was just trying to Chinese whisper it again.
It really didn't work.
I think we need a solid topic.
Well, I've run out of them.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. I agree with Tomb Raider. Can I just say that I absolutely love Tomb Raider? I've never actually played it, but I watch Let's Plays of it. The game looks fantastic, but there's a couple of things that I just want to start off by saying that really bug me. And they don't take away from the gameplay at all. But when she runs at a rope... No. When she runs at a rope... And
I haven't seen ropes in my game yet. You've ruined this for me.
Are you talking about the new game? Or
Yeah, the new game, yeah.
Okay.
When she runs at a rope and she uses a pickaxe to sort of glide down, whatever it's called. What's that?
Yeah, that axe thing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
She glides down, hang glides down a rope or whatever it's called.
Zipline.
Zipline's down. When she jumps at the rope, there's nothing in her hands, and her hands form around the rope, and then the pickaxe just appears. That bugs me quite a lot. And the pickaxe, when she gets to the top of a mountain that she's climbed, and she climbs over the top, the pickaxe disappears from her hand back into a pack. They're just minor things that bug me.
I mean,
but
you've
the
seen
other thing about zip lines,
right?
the other thing about the zip line is it just wouldn't work because your weight would never ever be evenly distributed, and it would fall to the side, and then the rope would be going along your hand, and it would cut your hand to shreds, and you'd fall off.
It's a really good game, though.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Other than those
I wanted to get them off my chest.
Other than the complete lack of realism when you're slicing your hands open on a rope, it's a really good game.
You notice that she doesn't eat any food throughout the whole game. How is she still alive?
Oh, that's another thing that bugs me. When when she kills an animal, she'll shoot a rabbit, and then she'll bend down to pick the meat up, and she gets scrap instead. I don't know how you get scrap from a rabbit, but...
Have you noticed that when she's firing a gun and she has 2 bullets left in the magazine and she reloads by throwing the magazine away and putting a new one in, those two bullets still count? You ever noticed that?
I did not.
That's in every game.
Yeah, that's in every game. I'm just pointing out that he's complaining about very standard game things that everyone...
I'm pretty sure you said she doesn't eat. I'm pretty sure she does have to eat, doesn't she?
I don't know. I haven't played the game, but it's just...
I know that one of the first things I had to do was I'm really hungry. Go kill an animal and get some meat from it so I can eat it.
Okay, I haven't played the game, but it's just in a lot of games, like in Halo, at no point does Master Chief eat.
Yeah,
maybe he's in a specialist suit.
Maybe
that suit has food going through it,
and maybe a catheter as well.
Yeah, maybe what it does is as he's walking along, it picks up all the nutrients from the ground and turns it into food that he can eat.
Just why aren't there cutscenes every now and again? Why aren't there cutscenes every now and again where he's going, just gonna pop to the loo, because he's British.
They're not really human though, Spartans.
No, they're murderers, like Adam, genocide and whatnot.
Well, that too, but it's like they're cyborgs and all that bullshit. So
yeah, there you go. It's explained. You're making a molehill a man out of a molehill. Wait, yeah. You're ruining games for us, John. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm the one ruining games, and he's complaining about the weight distribution on a pickaxe zipline.
It makes sense. You're just picking it apart for no reason.
Well,
no, I can understand it. You need to have something there. Just put up with it, I guess. But it's how she just jumps at the rope and the pickaxe appears. She could at least take it out of a pack and then swing it around or something.
Maybe there's not enough time between you press... do you have to press a button to grab the pickaxe, or does it automatically grab it?
It automatically just does it.
Maybe there's not enough time in the animation for the jumping to grab it and the actual...
Yeah, I imagine that's probably the case. But never mind. I knew there were going to be stupid little things and nobody would care, but I just wanted to say them anyway.
But you care, so that's what's important.
Ah, thanks, man.
I'm winding you up.
So, when you're quite done, there's been more Assassin's Creed news this week.
Oh, really?
I don't feel like we talk enough about Assassin's Creed, so let's go.
What have they announced now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't actually read the articles. I thought someone else might have.
But I came up with quite an interesting theory. You know how Achilles' son Connor was killed and is an assassin?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he appears in the 4th game? Because he would be about the same age as Haytham, right? If you take it generation-wise. He'd be the same age as Haytham, which that could be the assassin that Haytham got his hidden blades from, and that's why Achilles is so sort of pissed against him, because he killed his son.
That's actually not a bad theory.
Which they could explore in the next game, because you play as Edward, whose son would be Haytham, who is of the same age as Connor, the Davenport, not Ratoon Poompaloom, whatever his name is.
Ratoon Poompaloom.
I can't do the pronunciation, and that's what I'm going with.
You could go with anything but Ratoon Poompaloom.
I know
it's Ratoon Poompaloom.
I know it had gay in it, but yeah.
Didn't Haytham say that it was his first trip to America in AC3, and therefore there wouldn't be a crossover between Haytham and Achilles.
Unless Achilles went to Britain.
Yeah.
Because Edward would be coming from Britain. Maybe he took Achilles with him because they're both assassins. They're both of the same age. Why would they not be friends?
I suppose that was time of mass sort of emigration from.
And he does seem more civilized than the Americans.
Exactly. So, them two, probably friends. Their sons may have grown up together. As in, they may explain in this one why Haytham switched over to the Templars. And I think it might have a lot of reason to do with maybe him and Connor Davenport grew up together, and that's who he stole the blades off while killing him, and that's why Achilles took on Poompaloom as his son and named him Connor, and it was sort of a dig at Haytham.
This is very good. Another game that's been announced this week, Saints Row 4.
But wait, THQ are dead.
Yeah, no. Right. Which I thought would be a good thing. Saints Row 1 was like, it was kind of a little bit like San Andreas, GTA San Andreas, whereas you're this guy in a gang and you're building the gang up and whatever to take over the area you're in. Stillwater, yeah. Saints Row 4, you play as the same guy, but different face or whatever, but now you're president of the world and aliens are attacking.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
No.
How do you go from that to that?
I will say that you can't complain that they've jumped the shark, because it's not technically jumping the shark if you never come down.
What?
You people are aware what jumping the shark means, right?
No.
Jumping the shark is when a series gets so ludicrous that they do things that are stupid. That, they've got to a point where they've run out of actual storyline, so they just do crazy things. The idea came from, I think it's season 7 of Happy Days, where the Fonz literally jumped a shark. He was water skiing, and he jumped over a shark. And that was, that's really ludicrous. Why would you do that? But it's something that TV shows do all the time. They get so many seasons in and they run out of ideas, so the plot starts going a bit weird.
It applies to films as well.
Yeah.
There's this film in which, a shark jumps out the water and bites a jet plane out of the sky, and it's called Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, and it is amazing.
Stupid film.
And it's actually better than The Cube.
Shut up.
See, now, I remember you doing a review on Binarycore for one of these mega things.
Yes,
it was that one. It's fucking awful, if I'm honest.
Right. Oh, thank God for that. Because I was going to say, I'm sure I read it, and it was like you were talking about how amazing it was and whatever, but it was blatantly sarcastic, and you're like, it's amazing how this is.
He wrote the article to wind me up, which is why if you look at my reply, I said that I'm going to copyright these names of films, and it was like Mega Ant versus Giant Butterfly, and I was going to copyright these 6 films so that they could never be made.
No,
that hasn't stopped them.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you don't actually like it. For a second there, I thought that was a genuine review. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
that's right, I was about to believe in Jesus Christ.
With the Saints Row thing, because they haven't then made a normal game, or the plot line becomes more normal, they haven't come down from jumping the shark, so technically you can't say they've jumped the shark, because they've never returned to normality.
They were normal at first, and
you have to start normal, otherwise you're not jumping the shark, you're just stepping over.
I think they're still jumping the shark. They're in the process of jumping the shark, they just haven't landed afterwards yet.
They're
currently floating
John just said. John said that.
You metaphor.
But that's what I'm saying, it's still jumping the shark. They are jumping the shark.
Do you know what a metaphor is, Adam?
No, listen to me. Because when you jump the shark,
you know that shark
down.
It's just
you're jumping the shark.
It just so happens that when it happens,
This conversation is jumping
shock.
the shark. This podcast is currently jumping the shark. We should move on.
podcast didn't start normal.
Fair point.
Genocide.
I think we should just call it a day. You people,
You people.
Yeah.
You make me
Don't call
sick.
me
I want to go.
who are you calling you people? I see that as a racist thing. Adam.
Yeah, I'm no longer the racist.
Oh yeah, Dave's here. David.
No. I'm not racist. I'm not.
I love the defeatism in your voice as you said that.
I swear.
I'm not a racist, honest.
I just say it to be funny, not because I'm a racist.
None of us are racist,
think
we
that
just say
excuses
stupid
it.
things.
I don't think that excuses it. I know it's not true. I just say it to get people to like me. That's what you said.
I'm just trying to fit in with the black people, so I called him my...
Well,
You're what?
I'm not finishing that sentence. Who do you think I am?
David?
A genocidal maniac is what I think you are.
Seconded. Motion.
thirded.
I can't believe it. I'm at the point where Akythius is calling me a maniac.
No, he's actually really quite level-headed,
He's the one who spent days on end talking about how the different ways he was going to kill me in the IRC.
You have no evidence of that.
Yeah, I was going to say we have no evidence of that. No.
Yeah, but in the comics, oh no, it's not really mentioned much. But he terrorizes me in the comics.
I never actually kill you in the comics. I might put you in positions where you might be in mortal danger.
Yeah, he's Jigsaw in this situation. He never actually kills you. Like
No.
he may give you a parachute and tell you to jump out of a plane, but well, I can't remember the comic. It was something along the lines of you can't start a second task before you can finish your first task.
Von Neumann architecture.
That's it, von Neumann architecture. And we're trying to get you to solve a problem while skydiving into a volcano. The thing is, you can't pull your parachute because you haven't solved the first problem yet. So he never actually kills you. You just, can't do two tasks at once.
And to be fair, that's in a comic, not in real life.
Yeah, so if he ever suggests for you to go, skydiving with him, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't think I need to be told not to do that. I'm
Yeah,
well
but
aware of the dangers.
I just told you, I saved your life. Don't do it. So, there's a brilliant thing here going on my TV. I can see Claptrap being chased by an Enderman.
I'm sorry, what?
Dominic's playing Minecraft, but he's got I got the skim pack, which includes the Borderlands ones, so it's got Claptrap being chased by an Enderman. It's brilliant.
Oh, okay.
It's great, though, because obviously Claptrap runs on a wheel. He doesn't have legs. The legs don't move as you run. It's just a static wheel, so it just looks like you're gliding across the ground.
Whee!
That's cool.
It looks quite good. I was expecting to see it move as two legs, but it doesn't.
That is cool. I haven't played Minecraft in ages.
Same. Do you know that we have a server on Minefold that no one ever goes on anymore?
Do we?
Is the so Akythius? What's the kind of I don't know. How many people actually use the two servers? Do you know? Do you have any statistics?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been on either one for 3 weeks.
Oh,
What?
Minefold saying, "Come back."
I'm down to
Yeah.
24 hours left.
I've got 60 something, and then John's probably got 300 and something.
I've just gone below 300. It's brilliant. I got the most and I played the least.
I'm really tempted to start a new world and set it to hard.
But then
This
Lewis
is on top of the current worlds, obviously.
So we'd still have access to
Yeah.
our castle. Well, you
Yeah.
could just copy. Do you have access to the world folder? Because you could copy the world folder out and then put it into a new.
I could change the difficulty,
Server.
but then everyone's things might burn down and shit.
Yeah, my airship will not survive being that high
Yeah.
in the air made of wool.
Also,
I'm
on
on-
hard mode, creepers explode pretty well.
I'm on 58 hours left.
But yeah, I was
Really
going to do a
start
tour
using that
this morning, but I realised that nothing new has happened, and the tour was literally just going to be me sitting amongst my sheep having a conversation.
That would have been pretty.
With the sheep. Because
Yeah.
that would have been fun.
You're not in Wales, are
John
you?
talks to his sheep. Hey.
There was no one else on.
He wouldn't be talking to his sheep.
Shoops.
Yeah, sheeps, man. Dude,
Sorry.
get with it. Who are you?
I'm that guy.
No, your disregard of the actual pronunciation of shoop is, I've had enough now. I'm leaving this. Podcast over, man. It's gone.
Oh.